Hi, everybody, and welcome to Call of Cthulhu Twilight Trails. I can't remember what I named this episode because Twitch terms would not let me name it what I wanted it to be called. Because they don't account for Spanish. Anyway, thank you very much, Jay. First. Second, last time on Twilight Trails, the group had some nightmares as they went to sleep in the Hohokam village ruins. They dreamt of an obelisk being worshipped by half-ape men. They traveled. The next night, just Henry had a nightmare where bright green eyes watched him. Poor Henry had some starts and some scares. Mm-hmm. They get to the town of Castro Negro, and they see the obelisk in the town as they, I don't know you, walk by it. And first thing they do, head to the bar. At the bar, a crazy old drunk, turns out to maybe not be crazy, gives them some information, and the group splits up briefly. Henry investigating the Diaz villa to see it's guarded by large guard dogs, panther dogs, as I found out would be in fashion at the time. They're part bulldog, bloodhound, Newfoundland, and mastiff. And they're big enough for grown men to ride on. Henry kind of eyed that up. He saw that there was a window on the second floor that he could get to from a tree if he needed to. In the occult bookshop, Ash and Delilah tried to question Juan Diaz about the unchristian reading materials he was peddling. And he didn't really seem too taken aback by the accusations. And was mostly unhelpful.
Churlish.
Churlish. The group reconvened outside and were talking about what to do next. They mentioned perhaps going to the library. And then the journal entry is... plagued by horrible dreams, the three have found themselves in an odd little town named Castro Negro. A strange obelisk looming nearby, an ominous villa overlooking the town of seemingly all interrelated folk. Someone in this town knows more than they are letting on, and are supplying others with these unchristian reading materials. Okay. What would you all like to do?
Well, I am terrible flustered. Ash kept the devil books.
Well, I mean, they were my friends, so.
The books were your friend? Nope, Delilah. That's silly. Yes, of course. I just worry that book is the source of the sickness that started turning them. So you be careful. It's a shame there's not a proper church in this town. Looks past 3 churches.
Yes, there is one Catholic church in this town.
It's just gone from godless to worse. Okay, well, I would like to see the inside of this library. I feel like there's a few things that point to it.
Okay.
Though the Easterner that funded it was not the Easterner who went missing. Is that we found that out last time?
That's what someone said.
Okay. Someone churlish.
Yes, that's what the guy who hated the library told you.
Yes, who has no return policy because this isn't a library.
This isn't a library.
Okay. Well, yes, and just real quick to in character and out establish that we've got a library as a curiosity. We've got a location called Shepherd's Barn, which might actually be an actual barn outside of town, and the Diaz Vault, which I'm going to presume is under the villa if it is not itself a formation that looks like a vault.
Right.
We have
that is unclear as of now.
We have accounted that there are a fair amount of stone shapes, what get named after the things they look like.
We also have
the few named Big Rock.
I think we also have the hotel.
Yes.
Yes, that's as much a matter of practicality, I think. But
it was also a thing we were gonna check into.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay.
Hotel check into. I get it.
Yeah.
I didn't even mean that one. Dad mode on all the time.
All right. Well, let's make our way that way and hopefully past the library on the way.
Okay, so we look at the town map. From the bookshop, you will indeed pass the library or pass the hotel on the way to the library.
Okay. Do we want to put any things we have down? I believe, Henry, you mentioned we might want to make sure that we don't want to just stay outside of town.
I mean, people have been vanishing when they just try to camp.
It is a concern, yes.
Especially Easterners, apparently.
All right, well, and I'm guessing most of our supplies are still like on a horse and whatnot, but why don't we check the hotel now, answer that question? Do we want to stay there or commit to camping?
So walking up to the hotel, it is a old adobe building. And there's a little swinging wooden sign that says the Herrera Hotel. If you poke your head inside, it's there's a little lounge and desk area, and you can see a dining room and stairs going up. There is a tall blonde man in his early 30s standing behind the counter.
And what manner of Diaz is this?
He is not a Diaz. He is a Herrera. He's one of the not related people in this town. Shockingly.
And he owns a business? I don't know about this guy.
I mean, I'm not sure if that makes him more trustworthy or less.
It's beating the system somehow.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'll hang back a bit because I forget where I am in my subterfuge.
I think you were still pretending to be a man because there was no whoring establishment for you to get a dress from.
Yes. It was some concern.
I guess I'll approach the man behind the desk and say, we were going to inquire about maybe getting a room for the night.
He'll nod at you and look around as if, yes, that is what a hotel is for. And he says, 50 cents a night, one meal included.
Seems like a fair price. Is that per room or per bed?
Per room. But each room only has one bed. So the answer is yes to both.
That solves that problem, I guess. All right, well, let me confer with my companions, and I'll see if we'll be staying here.
He'll nod and lean backward.
That's a pretty good rate.
50 cents a night? That's feels a touch expensive to me, but okay.
With the meal?
Well, meal is nice. Does he have any allegiance to the other Diaz? Did you ask any other questions other than how much does it cost to stay here?
No.
Okay. Again, we said the guileless greenhorn to feel out the room. Okay.
I mean, how do you go bringing up allegiances to people, you know? Are you part of the creepy cult that's going on here? You can't just go asking people that.
I suppose I do see our plight. Let's just approach.
As soon as he sees more people enter, he'll unlean from his perch and look at everyone.
Well, now I do believe I know some kind of sing-songy way to see he has time to clean. But anyway, you there, sir? We are...
Looks at you, ma'am?
Yeah.
Wearing pants?
Yes, I don't have time to do my very convincing voice right now. We are obviously visiting town, but we do understand, because we have all read the papers, that there have occasionally been disappearances from these here parts. And what assurances do we have of safety in your establishment?
He says, can't say I know about any people going missing. He says the sheriff stays here, if that's any assurance.
I don't know what it is. You don't know about the disappearance? The Eastern Academic?
Can't say I do, no.
Insight check? Like,
sure, you can make a psychology roll.
Sure. I'm actually really good at that. Mm-hmm. I'm rolling in the dark. Okay, I got a 77, but my score is an 80, so that seems okay.
Yeah. Okay, so he seems to be being genuine. He's never heard of a missing Easterner. He'll say, if one stayed in town, he didn't stay here.
Where else would he stay?
With a friend, maybe.
And by this question, I do mean no disrespect. Can you read, son?
No comment.
Okay.
He says he can read Spanish, but not English.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. And I don't need you to read to rent a room from you. Just maybe that explains why you didn't get the news. Are you well connected in town?
He says he's friendly with the other shop owners. Nice tobacco shop down the street. The bookshop's nice it's real nice if you're into that kind of thing.
Are you into that kind of thing?
He says, not really for me, no.
On account of most of them just not being in Spanish, or no interest in the subject matter?
Both.
A lot of Diaz in this town.
Yeah, I never thought about it, but yeah.
Really? Okay. He's just not a deep thinker. Great. Okay.
Don't get out much, sir?
No, not really.
Yeah, a fish doesn't have any word for water. Herrera here just plumb doesn't think of it.
Just kind of, yeah, kind of. You can always hear the wood burning. There are a lot of Diaz's.
Tremendous.
Now I think about Chamber of Commerce is me and 15 Diaz's.
I am now just convinced because he spends all of his time here that there is an impression on the wall of where he leans up against it that is just a perfect outline of him.
Yep.
The words darker behind where he leans.
How is it you came to run this hotel?
He says that. Hold on, I gotta do math. His grandfather came here, or great grandfather settled here, and grandfather started the hotel, and he's just kept it up.
Did the Diaz's spring around you?
He says no. That the town was already established, and kind of. There were always Diaz's here when he got here. So.
Yep. Still a revelation to you, young man. Okay.
You get many visitors here, or business is booming, or?
He says that the town drunk and handyman rents a room. That's good. That's solid enough business. And that most often, other than that, it's farmers coming in to sell wares, sell their crop.
And the sheriff stay here.
Oh, and the sheriff stays here.
Yeah. Is he a Diaz?
No, he's a Garcia.
Okay.
3 families in this town.
Mm-hmm. Right. He is a Garcia, right? Pretty sure. He shrugs. He doesn't even know. Yeah, it's Garcia.
And the dining hall is currently empty?
Yeah, you can see there's a cook back there, but...
Okay, I was about to ask, are you also the chef?
No, he says he employs 1 cook and 1 maid.
Okay.
And they stay here too, but that's part of their pay.
Sure. Do you have anywhere to stable horses?
He says, yeah, around back.
Okay. Is that included in the 50 cents?
He looks at you and he says, no. Yeah, no. Can you afford it?
Okay, you just go leaning back on your pole there. I'm going to talk to my friends. Okay. What does stabling cost?
You asking him again?
Yes. Yes, I asked him to lean and then asked him to lean back again. What does stabling cost?
25 cents.
Per horse?
Oh, boy, I never had to think about it. He'll say, he'll look at all of you again, kind of see your rough and tumble. He says, for the lot.
On a similar note, I'm not too sure Henry can afford 50 cents a night.
It isn't cheap. It
is not an insignificant amount of money back then.
Now, is it a nice room here?
He says
it's got a dining hall. He hires more than one person.
Yeah, so he'll describe the rooms to you. They are.
That's it. Credit rating. That's what I was looking for.
Each room has a bed, a small sitting area with a table and 2 chairs, a tub, and a window with a view. There's no running water, but it's got a tub. It's got a basin.
Yeah, a window with a view of my tub. They don't describe which way that goes. Okay.
It becomes a window with a view when you're in it.
Yeah.
You are a Prairie 10 after all.
I am a Prairie 10. All right, well, I mean, that is not insubstantial amount of money, but I don't feel unsafe here. He doesn't even seem to know there's the trouble.
Trouble?
Which itself is troubling, but I guess I don't feel unsafe here, but
I don't want no trouble in my place.
He just doesn't seem like the type that notices much.
he sure don't.
Huh?
He sure don't.
Never mind.
No, he could drown Plum to death. It's still taking 5 more minutes to notice. I don't know. I guess it depends on how long we plan on staying. If we stay out in the wilderness, there's cavorting with the devil, and who knows what that drunk was saying. So maybe camping outside of town's not so bright.
Yeah. What's everybody's credit rating?
I have a 16 because I spent most of it on a school.
Okay.
I
A whopping 6.
6? Okay, yeah, this is starting to stretch it for Henry.
have a 20.
Okay. Delilah and Ash, you both can afford it. I mean, it's not... Yeah, it's not nothing, but Henry would be pulling change out of, every... emptying his boots.
Yeah,
Do either of us have enough to cover for him, or like between the three of us, could we?
Between the three of you have enough to cover for him. Not, like, indefinitely, but for a night or two.
Mm-hmm.
Or another fun question, do the windows open?
They do kind of look, they're just open, like they're... there's no glass or anything in them.
Okay. So would either of y'all mind a roommate? Maybe a little under the board?
I suppose. I'm not entirely comfortable with the idea, but I'm less comfortable with sleeping outside tonight, so...
all right. Well, then let's get 2 rooms. And I'll throw in to have the horses watered and rubbed down. Thank you. All right, go over. Look like some combination of frights this young man doesn't know from, and just start very gently putting out nickels and dimes.
Okay.
And yeah, let's get ourselves established in our rooms and then go on to the bookstore. You do say there's a bath, though.
Yes.
I look at the gentleman. What's our timetable? Just...
I ain't in no rush.
okay.
Got all them places to be, people to talk to.
What time of day is it, Andrew?
Let's say it's around 2 p.m.
I mean, if you think you're going to be longer than nightfall, we might want to get going before you...
No, it's just I feel a library. It's just respectful to show up clean. But in the changes of clothes I have, it's not necessarily like I'm going to show up more presentable. No, let's go. Let's go. So yeah, transfer our things upstairs and then move down the street.
Okay.
How irregular is it to carry just a shotgun down the street?
Not that irregular.
All right.
Okay. So you head to the library.
And I'll take the books with me. Just as a side note.
Okay. So the library is a wooden building. It's one of the few wooden buildings you've seen in town, and it looks brand new.
Mm-hmm.
It says Castro Negro Library, established 1869. Okay, sorry about that. Let's hope that gets us back up and going. Okay. So, yeah, it's a wooden building, and if it's got 2 stories. If you enter, there's a fairly open bottom floor. It's got 6 little reading rooms across the back, and then bookshelves all in the middle. A little librarian's desk. It looks like there's a big kind of index area, and then an upstairs that has more bookshelves.
And it was established when?
1869, so this year. Nice.
Okay. Okay. Well, shoot, take my hat off. I used to having to do gentleman things, but I may as well. It does set my heart to flutter. Can I get all my sanity back?
You feel invigorated.
Nice. Okay.
Is there a librarian or two?
There is you can see what looks like someone hunched behind the desk. Some old person.
I would like to sing a Disney ballad about loving books, and when will I get to be free or something? And I will be dancing and riding those ladders in the background if you all want to talk to the old man.
Do we have anything specific that I'm trying to remember what specifically we were going to ask him about.
Well, you have them there, haunted books.
Okay.
Um,
And then just about the town in general?
Well, in the case of the disappearing Easterner and or whoever their money is.
Okay. I'll approach the librarian if Henry wants to come with me.
Oh, yeah, he'll go with you.
Okay. So there's a little wooden plaque on his desk that says librarian, and underneath it says Ephraim Diaz. And yet it's just this hunched old man with gray hair, green eyes, and tiny little glasses. And as soon as you approach, God, he smells. Just, you are immediately hit with BO and books. Nope, no thank you.
Try to act
This is
not
noticeable
offended.
back in the Old West, so like...
Yeah, he really stinks.
He stands out.
Don't light any matches. This guy might just explode.
I mean, I guess at least at his age he smells of life and not death.
Sure, if that's what you want to call it. If you can call this living.
I'm gonna pull out a handkerchief and lightly hold it over my nose. I presume Mr. Diaz?
Ah, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, did I startle you?
Startled very easily, yes.
So-
What can I do to help you, young man?
Terribly sorry about that. We're new in town visitors, and we were told that there was this grand new library here in town, so we thought we'd come check it out.
He shuffles from out behind his desk, and he does a little spin as if to say, "Look at it! Look at how beautiful it is."
Oh no, you need to lower them arms there. Ooh.
Yeah, he will say, "It is beautiful, is it not?"
Yes, quite. I mean, our companion over yonder seems quite taken with it.
Yeah, Henry's just like half paying attention to the conversation, just like distracted, getting it's like sightings of Delilah sliding by on ladders.
I've decided it's called Check It Out. That's my song.
Check it out, comma, check me out.
Check me out. Something about when my life will begin, or
It's in a book, reading Rainbow, something like that.
something about that.
Okay, yeah, but he says, Ephraim asks if there's anything specific you need help finding, or if you're just perusing.
Oh, well, I believe my friend over there might have something in a bit once she's done gallivanting about and whatnot. But in the meantime, I heard that this here library was donated by an Easterner, and
Yes. Kind man. Little odd. But kind.
has he been back recently to see the finalization of his donation?
No. Not since the library has been constructed. Said he would return. Take him at his word.
So he went back home, did he?
I suppose so.
He wouldn't have to have anything to do with that missing Easterner we've been hearing ourselves about.
Nope. What missing Easterner?
Well, seems odd for a library man to not recall reading something.
You said I read anything.
Can you?
Yes. Several languages.
Oh. Like what?
English, Spanish, Latin, Arabic, German.
It's quite an array you got there, Miss Diaz.
Quite educated.
Did you get your education here in town, or?
No.
Okay.
No, I was hoping
Oh.
he would run off about a like weird demon school or something.
No, just kind of stares off into space. Not in town now.
Miskatonic University.
The old MU.
I was crew.
Go tentacles.
Okay. Well, I have a friend of mine that happened upon some books that we have they've led us back to this town here, and I was wondering if maybe you could take a look at them and tell
Late
me.
fee is 5 cents every week.
Oh, I don't believe that they're from this library, but maybe you could just take a look at them and let me know.
Okay.
I'll show them the books.
Okay. He looks through them, and he very quickly looks through them and says, No, whatever. I don't know what these are. Never seen them
at all?
Nope. Will you excuse me for a moment? I must go tidy something up. And he puts the books down and he shambles as quickly as he can, which is shockingly fast.
Oh.
Around the corner, and he goes upstairs, and you can see him close and lock a door, and then he comes back downstairs. Sorry about that. So, we don't have more books like this. You're better off going to that bookshop in town. Disgusting. Buying books.
Yeah, it sounds like a sin to me. Why would you pay for something when you can just be responsible and return it, right?
Exactly.
Andrew,
Yes.
Can I use this here library?
You certainly can.
I would like to look for more books like that.
Okay.
And barring that, I would like to see if they have any Kierkegaard, like a central library. Looking for under a 60, and I rolled a 71. I'm just too excited in the middle of my song, but I'm doing all that sing-songy crap. Like I'm just taking books and replacing them where they don't belong. It's very irresponsible.
The Dewey Decimal System hasn't been invented yet, so.
Oh, that dude was an ample misogynist, by the way. I wouldn't want to use his system anywho.
Women cannot touch books. So you can either spend your ample luck points.
I do not have.
You could try and push the roll.
That's true. Let's see. I don't even think I have 11 luck points. Oh, I have just over. No, let's push it.
Okay.
So that's just advantage, and if I fuck up worse?
Yes.
All right.
Then the library caught fire.
Now, 100 is bad.
Oh, and on a pushed roll? Ooh.
Did I just burn down this library?
Okay.
You may have just crushed us with the Cthulhu.
I might have just called a Cthulhu.
That door that he closed before bursts open.
So, Delilah,
Yep.
upstairs,
Yep.
you do indeed find some Kierkegaard, one.
Okay. Oh, good.
And you, around that room that you saw him run upstairs and lock, there are a couple odd-looking books, more un-Christian reading material. And as he sees you stoop down to look at it, he snaps at all of you. Hey, what do you think this is? Some kind of... You all have to leave!
I'm terribly sorry, sir. I'll be taking my books back.
Good.
What manner of spines am I looking at? Like, sir, in my head, I'm just seeing like
So
they don't conform to bookshelves or something.
No, like they're like weird sizes, and you don't speak Latin, do you? Your character?
I don't remember there being a whole lot of. Oh no, there is a language's own.
Yeah, you can buy up languages.
EDU next to it. Do I get anything for being educated, or just I'd have to buy it?
Well, okay. See, I want to say you might know ancient Greek, but you might not know ancient Latin because that's the Catholic's language.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
good point. I probably so I have an education of 90.
Okay, that would probably account you some. You would, if you saw German, you would know it's German kind of thing, and you could probably read a couple words. You know this is Latin. You don't know what it says, but there is a book. There are 2 books titled in Latin, and then another one that says "Prodigies in the New England Canaan."
Canaan, like the city?
Yes, Canaan. I think that's the city, right?
Yes. Yeah. No. Yeah. 100%. There's no possible way of me sneaking these books.
With your if you make there's sleight of hand in this game, right? Something like it.
Yes. You have a default 10% chance of success.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think that's hard enough that if you want to try, you can, but if you don't succeed, there's no way you're getting out with one of these.
No. New England Canaan. Not New English Canaan.
Nope.
New England.
New England.
Canaan. All right, I will lean back. I almost want to imagine it as Gandalf reaching for the ring, and then just that little thank you. Of course, we were just leaving. No mean to offend.
He said, "We're closed. Past sunset." It's not past sunset.
It is past sunset.
He looks at you, Ash, and he says, if you want to return without your rude friend, feel free. Goodbye. Slams the door.
Terribly sorry she gets really excited about libraries.
Okay. What did y'all find out?
That apparently librarians smell bad. Like, I'm coated in like 3 days of prairie, and that man still reeked.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was even worse when he got all arms uppy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was first in its favor pros, a lot of pros. That's a pun. And second, they did have Kierkegaard. Cons, they were flush with devil books. Just
Like these books here, kind of devil books, or like
yeah, maybe as bad or worse. Yeah, up by that door he had to lock in a hurry. What caused that?
I asked him about these here devil books.
Okay. Yeah, he has some kind of devil book dungeon back there.
Probably like you gotta be 90 plus to enter or something.
Probably like the back room of a Blockbusters. Yep.
That beaded curtain will stop 16-year-olds for sure.
For sure.
Now I'm also imagining him locking a beaded curtain.
Just tying to the middle.
Walk through that, it'll really hurt.
Well, I have to say my curiosity is more awakened than sated from there, but it depends on how loud a noise we want to make about a library.
He did offer that I could come back and talk with him, but he did mention maybe not bringing you, Miss Sinclair.
Yes, okay. He sing one song around his library and put all the books out of order and be like, what's this forbidden section? And all of a sudden, okay. Well, I would have an inkling to send you back in there to see what you can learn, but A, I'm afraid of them eyes wide shutting you, and B, you are not a great interrogator of men. So
I was taught to be polite. Interrogating's not polite.
Well, no, you are. You are that, Ash, for sure. Do not. I should write your parents a letter and thank them for the terrible unkindness they've done to you. But okay. Okay, well, I suppose it's not near on dark yet, so now it's a question of try to get an appointment with Fernando, canonical name. Look out for the barn while it's light and not dark, where it's going to be scarier. By the same rationale, visit the obelisk while it's light. Or wait until dark when a Colton's going to be going on left and right.
Get eaten by the darkness.
Yes.
So yeah, there is also, I know Delilah will not mention it, there is a chapel in town as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wasn't the bookstore guy saying that like the cult kind of meets there?
No, he didn't say. He said that the father was interested in the occult. He was a good customer.
Oh, okay.
Of course he is. And wouldn't know God if he walked up and slapped the biscuit out of his mouth or whatever it is they do.
Bunch of idolaters.
It's strange.
So there is always that.
Oh, good. Can't hear you. All right. Would we rather investigate in town or out?
Kind of almost feel like out, because I feel like we're getting into a situation of like a lot of people either being like, oh yeah, here's this information that you've gotten from these other people, or I don't know anything about that. Nope, no siree.
Let me lock my obvious sex dungeon. Yeah, I think you might be right. And again, seeing these places in the light of day is probably better than sneaking around Shepherd's Barn at night. Mm-hmm. Or what I'm presuming to be Shepherd's Barn. Is the barn on the way to the obelisk or vice versa? Or are neither true?
Let me think. The barn is about half a mile outside of town. The obelisk is also about half a mile outside of town. So they're kind of, you could make one on the way to the other. They kind of make a triangle with town.
Is there a house associated with the barn, or is it just a barn out there on its lonesome?
It looked like just a barn out there on its lonesome, and it kind of looked old and run down. Maybe if there was a house, it's been abandoned or burned down or something.
Okay.
So maybe we could go to the barn first, since we've already kind of asked the obelisk, and then decide if that obelisk was worth taking a deeper look at.
Well, we've all seen it in our dreams. So, yeah, let's go look at the barn. Can I put back on the hat once we're outside the library, by the way, to pass for some knock-kneed young man?
Mm-hmm.
Grab a passersby.
Mm-hmm.
Just, hey, excuse me, sir, madam. Which was the shepherd's barn?
Point outside of town.
Oh, thank you very kindly. That's mighty nice of you.
What a strange boy.
Yeah.
Mule kicked, we call him out west. Boy's been mule kicked for sure. Okay. Thank you, probably Diaz's.
How'd you know?
Lucky guess.
Buena suerte. All right.
As we're like getting away from the library, Henry is with like a bit of a resignated sigh, going to check his third building in this town for second-story windows.
In the in the library, there are indeed second-story windows.
Good to know.
Henry's pacing the joint.
Why even bother with front doors? All right, yeah, let's make our ways out to Shepherd's Barn.
Okay. Okay. So, since it's only about half a mile, it only takes 10, 15 minutes at a leisurely pace to get out there. And yeah, there's a old gray, half-ruined barn. It's got a little path leading up to it. And can I get... anyone have, like, natural sciences or botany?
Just the 20%
Ash?
I come with.
Maybe?
No, everything's in mechanical type of things.
Have survival.
So, survival would be applicable.
And the path is leading from town, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Need under a 65. That was a 44.
Okay, nice. Okay. So, looking around, as you all get closer, Henry, you start to notice a lot of the plants around here, the grass and the scrub and what little trees there are, they're real sick. Like, they're all decaying and gross, and it's just nothing good around here. And everything else around, everything else in town on your way out, there's not necessarily a lot, but it all looked healthy.
Huh. Dead plants. Good sign.
Dead plants.
Can I get spot hidden or listen checks, please?
That'll be an 89, so I'm pretty sure I failed that one.
Okay.
That would be a 4.
Ooh.
Oh, shoot.
Ooh.
I got a 20, which is a very good, or whatever the second tier is, but no, I bow to a 4.
Did you roll listen? Or...
I did listen, yeah.
Okay, excellent. So, Henry, I'm assuming is spot hidden, because I remember his spot hidden is quite high. Delilah is listening. Okay. So, with Henry's crazy good spot hidden, the diseased plants go at about a 20-foot radius. Tall weeds, diseased and twisted, around the barn. Spot hidden. Henry, around the barn, you notice that there are footprints of large bare feet with long toenail scratches and booted feet with a cross imprint in the heel. They look fairly recent.
So, when we say big, do we mean like a particularly tall person, or these are clearly not human?
Probably not human. Okay. Sorry about that. I think that should be fixed again. Hopefully, it does not crash again. We were saying that the animal footprints appear, or they appear like animal footprints, not human footprints.
But very large.
But very large.
Did a 20 listen get me anything?
Yes. So
Okay.
the thing you hear is very faintly flute music.
Stop. Jethro Tull. Okay, so footprints with someone with some gaudy boots and monster feet and Jethro Tull. You said faintly?
Yes.
Like faintly coming with the wind, faintly coming from the barn, underground.
With that 20, you would say coming from somewhere in the barn.
Oh. Oh man, as a player, I find that to all be very disturbing. But probably as a person, I'm not as disturbed as I consider it a sign of life that like there's someone maybe around or in. So I probably continue to approach.
Okay.
Unless I am stopped or informed of monster footprints or something that.
I mean, you'd probably have been informed of monster footprints, or at least aware that something caught Henry's eye on the ground.
Okay. Oh, an exclamation point above his head. Okay.
Yes, I need you to go and kill me 10 dire rats. Oh, wait, wrong game.
And I think we already
I
did
was about to
that
say, you might
2 episodes ago.
You might have done that.
Well, the quest bug is my dialogue just repeating.
Damn it. This is essential.
And just to establish Chekhov's loaded shotgun, the last I loaded this gun, it was with slug.
Okay.
Just in case that comes up soon. Okay, did these monster-looking footprints look 8-man sized? What, out of a nightmare?
Uh, yeah.
Okay, yeah. And can we see the obelisk from here?
You can.
Yeah.
In addition, from here, you can also see in a clearing a distance past the obelisk a small stone building that looks like it might be like a mausoleum.
Oh, good.
Perfect.
Does it complete the like triangle?
Yes.
Crash of lightning, Scooby-Doo scream.
Can we see what's kind of at the center of the triangle? Or make like a guesstimation?
You don't see anything that would be at the center of the triangle.
Probably because it's a Cthulhu.
I didn't know if it was like the church is at the center.
No, because most of this stuff is outside of town.
It's all outside, okay.
Okay.
But yeah, good thought. There's just nothing you can see there.
And the footprints, both gaudy boots and monsters, are they going to the barn? Are they coming from the barn?
From.
Okay.
Hey, that stone building out there, y'all reckon that might be the Diaz vault?
It sure
Oh.
looks vault-like, I suppose.
Uh,
Although I suppose that you might be more familiar with vaults and whatnot.
getting awkward. Yeah, it's not what I usually reckon a vault to be, but that could be.
Look, if I can just not have to break into a villa in town, I would enjoy that.
Yeah, that would be good to be voided, generally. Do we
Yeah,
want
there's
to...
nothing about the origin of the term for vault that precludes it from being this very thing. Okay, good to know. Well, and the flute music's nearby though. It's in the vicinity.
Yeah, it's faint, but you don't think it would be very far away.
Did either of y'all hear that?
Hear what?
Do either of us hear that?
Yeah, if it's pointed out to you and you kind of everyone quiets for a second, you can hear distant flute music.
It's like the middle of Aqualung.
Oh, I guess I do hear something.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
I think it started to not creep me out, and now the whole thing is creep me out. Well, we were told by the town drunk Boomhauer that none of these, that if we looked into the Diaz vault, we'd believe it. And I forget specifically what he mumbled about Shepherd's Bane, which is giving me, or Shepherd's Barn, which is part of the problem I have investigating it further, is that I think these are the places they come out at night. The vault, if that's what that is,
Yeah, next
It
to
might be worth
Shepherd
it.
Barn, I have disappearances, sacrifices, dancing in the lights.
Okay. But I have it. The Diaz vault was not assigned with a time of day or anything, so that might just be worth peeking at, regardless.
So what you're saying is go away from the creepy footprints.
Creepy footprints and whoever's playing a musical recital or something.
Well, not to be too on type, but that is a Catholic boot if I've ever seen one. So, like, it's a hard pass. So no, thank you. I can be easily swayed in any direction. I'm just saying, if we want to investigate any of these places during the day and get back into town by nightfall, we just not kind of need to pick one. I remember being instructed that if we looked in the Diaz vault, we would know, kind of thing. And the rest of them seemed time dependent. Like we'd be sacrificed after dark.
I'm not super keen on following big creepy footsteps and whatnot. So I'm fine with going and taking a look at that vault.
All right, I guess start cutting straight across.
Okay. Okay, so you walk another 10-15 minutes, and you eventually get to a mausoleum that says that has a big marble door. Henry, you once again with your survival notice that all of the plants around here are diseased and dying. And the big carved into the big marble door, it says Diaz.
Now, so between the barn and here, the plants were okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Henry, once again, because you kind of saw him the last time, you see that there is once again footprints just with the cross imprint this time, leading in the general direction of town, and Villa de Diaz is not far from here. It's the closest building.
I'm not much of a noticer, but can I get up to the door to see whether or not it looks like it's been opened, like those kind of scrape marks?
So yeah, if you get up to the door, it does look like it has seen some opening and closing, and it's got a big, fairly new looking padlock on it.
Oh shoot! Okay. Perhaps too late to think it's as rude as I feel like Ash has been doing. I look at Henry. And then look sheepishly at the ground like I could be looking at anyone. Even this ground.
You gonna ask the ground to open the lock for you?
Wait, I don't... no, no. No, Henry, I do wonder if you have any experience with locks of this type.
So, I have 65 in locksmith. I rolled a 27.
Okay, yeah.
So you've got some experience.
Henry pulls out his tools and cracks the lock, and with a noticeable clunk, it pops open.
Okay.
I don't know. I think this one might be a bit beyond me.
must be broken. Well, okay then. I'm not prone to opening my own doors, so I need you gentlemen to start, but
I'll go ahead and open the door.
Now let's heave on a marble door.
So, yep. Both of you push it open. It is quite heavy, but yeah, pushing it open. Let's see. Within the vault is a large chamber carved out of the stone, and it contains 18 open sarcophagi bearing inscriptions.
Open.
Occupied?
Occupied?
All but one are occupied.
Oh, good.
what manner of inscription?
It has names on them. Names and dates.
Okay, so the typical types of inscription.
Yes.
Okay.
Gonna
None of them
take
say
the padlock with
Maleficarum
me.
or...
Take the padlock. Okay. And what did you say, Marty?
None of them say Maleficarum or...
No,
anything
just
along
just
those
names.
lines. Okay.
What does the one that is currently not occupied say?
It says Bernardo de Diaz, 1580 to blank.
Okay. It's not suggesting he's already died, though. That's
No,
okay.
but it is suggesting he might still be alive.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Like it doesn't have like a pillow in there or anything.
No.
Okay. Now I'm wondering if that's not his Catholic boot. And let's see. The town drunk did seem to think this would be very compelling.
Yeah, it just kind of seems normal-like, besides all the dead plants and cross-heely boots and whatnot, padlocks.
I mean, they're open. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, what manner of body are
So yeah, if you peek
laid in
in,
state here?
you can see real gross mummified corpses that have become dried and shriveled in the Arizona heat and aridity. They look very leathery, and each mummy seems to have clutched to its chest a small statuette that looks very, very similar to the ones you saw in the Tomb bookstore.
I don't like it.
Can't say I do either, but this is not the most unusual thing we've seen either.
Not during the day, it's not.
So yeah, the dates on the vaults.
Yeah, do they go in contiguous order here?
So the empty Bernardo one is first at 1580. And then there's 1594 to 1683, 1604 to 1696, 1624 to 1710, so on and so forth. It seems to be in order of when they died. No, that's not true. Born.
Sure.
And it's all Diaz's or Vieja Pereira's.
Okay. They are Bernardos?
There are no Bernardo. There's only one
Bernardos.
There's only one Bernardo, and it's unoccupied. And it says he was born in 1580.
Yeah,
When's
that's
the earliest one.
He is the earliest one, 1580. but the earliest occupied one is from 1594 to 1683.
Yeah, I mean,
That's unusual.
that is too old.
I'd say so.
Yep.
That's
don't
an
suppose they
opinion
would
we
be-
seem to all share.
I don't think they typically make typos on these things either.
They are very expensive. Typos, yes. Man, I'm not terribly good outside of a library or listening. Is there any law I can bring to bear? Medicine.
What is the psychology of this stone sarcophagus?
Yeah.
Do psychology on the mummy.
Well, what kind of person needs to build a multi-generational monument to themselves when they're still alive after 1580?
And all the people who are dead, they did live a shockingly long time.
A surprise. Yeah, no.
Most of them are over 90.
Yeah, it's not usual.
Oh, so they could get into the locked door section.
Yes.
Of the library.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they can get in the back room of Blockbuster. Oh, and now, yeah, I have extra questions now about whether Ephraim's even alive.
Yeah.
Are there any Ephraims? Ephraim de Diaz is here.
There are no Ephraim de Diaz's.
All right.
Yeah, it looks like the oldest person outside of Bernardo, allegedly, lived to be like 120.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1777 to 1892.
Okay. Well, we followed the town drunk's conspiracy theory and indeed found that all this is strange, but I perhaps was waiting for something more dramatic. Let's
see, what does the town drunk say?
Yeah, I mean, as long as these dead ones stay dead, then I suppose it's not the strangest thing we've seen.
No. Again, I wish I could say it's been plural days since we've seen something crazy, but
Yeah, the old drunk mentioned the Diaz vault. He thought it would prove something, and he mentioned the barn. So
he just seemed to think that if we saw these things in conjunction, and I have to tell you, we have seen them, but we have seen them both during the daylight, and I feel at least the shepherd, they're not out there, the youngins aren't out there just dancing with no draws on.
Yeah.
They're up to no good.
And you didn't go into the barn. You did just walk around outside.
It's true.
We were scared off by foreboding flute music.
I mean, you were scared off by foreboding flute music. They're going to ask you for a tip or a jam session. That's no good.
Yeah, it's...
Sorry, I left my bard in my other game.
Yeah, we get it. You flute, Jethro. I feel like you're really cramming into some of these. Man, yeah, there's investigate deeper or play it safe and kind of go back to town for the night. Like, how much more daylight we got?
It's like 4, so you got a couple hours left.
But it's 4 in October.
It's 4 in October.
But we haven't crammed daylight savings town on our culture yet, have we?
Okay. If we have, it hasn't triggered
when did that
yet.
start?
Not
So
yet.
it's
That's true.
So you probably have 6:37 at the latest for usable light.
Well, do
All
we
right,
wanna
investigate
head-
the barn or nah?
I say, I guess we go ahead to the barn since this
Head
wasn't
back
really
there, see if it's still playing creepy music and
So yeah, you head back over and
we'll
Should we lock?
close and lock the vault back up.
excellent.
That's what I was gonna suggest.
And yeah, you head back to the barn, and if you all get quiet and listen, you can still hear the flute music. And if you approach the barn door, there is once again a giant, intimidating padlock on it.
Both turned to Henry.
Whistle in performative innocence.
That's an 87. This one's not happening.
No.
Okay. So yeah, it's just kind of it doesn't work, and he's just. Yeah, if anyone would like to either force it, or if you don't have lockpick, a mechanical repair roll might be able to get it open as well. It'll be more difficult, but
I have one of those.
Okay.
I could try it.
It might be worth asking Jay, do you want to push it? It did not go well when I did that, but
if you have a particularly good lockpick skill.
If you have a medium lockpick skill, it might not be worth trying, but
Yeah, I'm not gonna push that on a 65.
Okay.
Okay. I'll try my mechanical repair. Well, shit. I got a 3 out of a 70, so.
that's probably
Yeah. Well, you open it. I was trying to think of something pithy to say, and I don't.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's a hard mechanical repair check, but you succeeded. So perhaps.
Well, shit.
Witnessing Henry do it at the last place, you kind of picked up the nuances of it.
Locks are just machines.
And you pop it open.
And with the 3, accidentally kill 2 beastmen. We actually don't get to see that part of the scene. You just throw
they're
the bushes.
smashed behind the door. Oh.
Okay.
So I am picking up something from you here, Henry.
You might want to stop at that then.
Duly noted.
Can't say I would be the best influence.
I reckon I agree with you.
Okay.
I have a shotgun.
So the lock comes off, and would you like to push the door open?
Like to peek in the door.
Okay. Yeah, so you peek in the door, and you can see that the barn has been gutted for the most part. There's no animal stalls or any kind of hay baling equipment or anything like that. But you can see there's rotted straw on the floor and a pile of crates in one of the corners.
But otherwise, it's empty.
Yes.
No flute music source?
None apparent, but you can hear the flute music still.
Did it get louder, or is it just kind of the same?
It got slightly louder when you opened the door, yeah.
Okay.
I look up.
There's a couple holes in the ceiling, but other than that, nothing above you.
Just checking.
Good call. Oh my
God.
God.
Is it a dirt floor or wood?
It is dirt. Dirt covered in straw.
That's good. We're not going to be creaking any floorboards.
Do we want to go in and take a look closer look around.
Well, I am bravely waiting for you gentlemen to go first.
Like a lady.
Like a lady with a shotgun.
Ow.
Y'all ain't ever heard the term ladies first?
I will just glare at Henry.
He is going to slowly and try to stealthily move his way into the barn.
Okay.
Just let me know if you need me to roll for that.
Okay. Yes, please.
I tied it at a 75,
Okay.
so how does that work?
You're good. So, so yeah, you... At some point, you guys think you see Henry stumble, but he catches himself and he's very quietly moving around, and yet looking around, Henry, you don't see anything in here other than the crates.
No trapdoor in the floor somewhere?
None that you can see, no.
Is the music louder near the crates?
Yes.
Just looking back at them, he's going to just point at his ears and then point at the crate.
Okay, I'll wait and see what Ash does.
I guess I'll... feel like Ash would not try and follow because he is no good at guns and he's no good at stealthing.
So just look back at
All right.
Delilah like, you go. You have a gun.
As his companions seem indecisive, he will make his way back to them so they can discuss what to do next with words.
When I was gonna enter and just kind of tell Ash to just shush, but yeah, we can kind of meet as we're like going towards each other again. But I'm okay to enter. I just take a long gander at the whole. What? So it's not empty pens. This was storage.
It looks like there
Like as far
might
as the
have been
barns.
pens at some point, but they have been taken out.
Yes. Okay. It's just a long, mostly open space.
Yes.
A lot of hay
Mhm.
and some boxes.
Yes.
All right. And I actually have a pretty. I've been in some dilapidated, gutted barns before. No equipment's left behind. No. Nothing else is kind of sticking out.
No.
Okay.
Minor aside, we're walking around at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, gonna go ahead and load that 6th shot then.
Okay.
Ash will see Henry loading his gun and get nervous.
I mean, look at Henry for the lead still, but definitely I'm in the room, shotgun loaded, kind of trained with a reasonable enough hunter's discipline if it's not pointed at anything, but I'm not too far from the trigger, and ready to fuck these boxes up if we have to.
Alright, y'all want to fight some boxes, or what we doing from here?
I'll make a motion like, open it?
Delilah will start walking kind of triangularly, isn't the word I'm looking for, but kind of walk in and into the depth of the barn.
Okay.
But trying to triangulate a bit with Henry's natural position to be able to flank the boxes. Like
Okay.
if something jumps out of the boxes, it's going at Henry, I could shoot it broadside.
Okay.
How big are these crates?
Like 2 foot by 2 foot.
Okay, so not like giant monster inside size.
No, probably not.
Okay.
Little monsters inside.
Yes.
Well,
Little
Baby
flute-playing
monsters.
monsters.
so Henry is going to kind of look at Ash. Has Ash taken his gun out yet?
Yes.
Okay.
If he saw you loading it, then he would have gotten nervous and
Yeah.
taken his gun out.
Like, how badly are we reading a room? Because last time he had to fumble through his bag to pull it out.
Listen, he's not good with the gun just because he has it.
I know, I'm not expecting him to be good. It's just better to have it.
Yes.
Yes, he did some fumbling as soon as you started loading it.
Henry's gonna go poke him some boxes.
Okay. So, investigating the boxes, you notice several things. You find a pile of 6 neatly folded black velvet robes, 2 silver sickles, and 3 more of those pagan statues that were in the vault and the tomb bookstore. And behind all the boxes, you can see back here in the corner, there is a trapdoor on the floor.
And the Zune just flush with Jethro Tull.
Oh man, someone left their phone on speaker.
I get it. What you got, Henry?
Trapdoor. Lots of just like weird sacrificey occult shit.
No, hold on, I got to get an angle on that. I'll walk up a bit. If we're pretty sure the boxes themselves are not the trap, I'll walk up and ooh. Night of Faith. A Night of Faith. Okay. Lord, I spent a lot of time wondering why he put me on this earth. I sure didn't think it was this. Okay. Why should? Okay.
Why should?
The lulz.
And yet, how well tried and how easy to open does this trapdoor appear?
It doesn't look like it's barred in any way. That it's hidden is its main defense.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it doesn't look. It looks like it's been used a lot.
All right.
Well, gang, what are our opinions on Trapdoor to Monster Man?
We had seen that the footprints were going away from the barn, right?
Yes.
I yoink one of the silver sickles, by the way.
Okay.
Silver tends to be mythologically significant, and just in case it comes to it, I'll just kind of keep it on hand. Is if we're going down, Delilah's going down. If we are taking clear evidence of cult shit seriously and want to go back with it, I think logically, because there's only so many mistakes I want to make that monster men are real and stuff like that. I think she probably presumes there is one middle-aged man downstairs playing his flute. Guarding, their secret Baphomet statue or whatever. And she is probably not prepared for any number of Pied Pipers or any other terrifying situations would exist deep in the Jethro Tull fandom.
The Tulliverse.
The Tulliverse. Yes. What darkness reaches between stars in the Tulliverse.
That's our next show.
Oh, man. Thank you. So, yeah, to trapdoor or not to trapdoor? That's a question. And after picking up a sickle, I'm down for whatever.
This might be a dumb question. Do we still have any dynamite with us?
You do have 2 sticks.
Anybody feel like blowing up a trapdoor?
It is a way to open a trapdoor. Do you mean open and throw down, or you mean...
Throw down.
Okay.
Maybe we should peek inside and see what's in there, and then reactionarily throw the dynamite in there.
Okay, that's a great idea. I'm just saying, like, have that as a thought, as an option, in case whatever's down there is big and scary and tries to bite someone's, probably my head off.
We can keep the option open, but also maybe save it for in case the big scary monster thing with footprints outside is not down there immediately upon sight.
Fair enough. I would like to again stealthily peek into the trapdoor just a little bit.
Okay. The music becomes louder, and you can see, sitting at the end of a little pathway down, is that.
Okay.
Oh.
Playing a flute.
He's just
Good to
having
have
himself
hobbies.
It's like a frog with a dozen tentacles just whittling away at this flute.
Okay, Andy, I'm making a sanity check.
Yes, please.
I wasn't gonna say it.
No, I think that's how it goes. Yeah, no, I don't take it well.
Okay.
I don't take it well at all. A 92 is not good.
Nope.
I finally passed one.
Oh, nice.
All right.
1 point.
Where's my D6?
Like somewhere in Henry's mind, he's like, well, I don't know what I expected.
Y'all got that dynamite?
Okay. Ash, how'd you do?
I got a 7, so I'm good.
Well, la-dee-da. Okay. Delilah, you lose 3 sanity.
Yeah, no, gladly. For fucking sure. There's a fungus frogman.
And the other 2, you still lose 1 sanity, because it's still blowing your mind.
Yeah, no.
It's just you're handling it a little better.
Fair enough.
And what would you like to do before we wrap up this episode?
Light that fucking stick of dynamite.
Yeah, can we throw a stick of dynamite at it?
Okay. You throw a stick of dynamite at it.
Light it first.
Light it. Yes.
Oh, shit. Now it has a stick of dynamite.
Maybe if Henry hadn't have passed his sanity check, that's what would have happened.
No, honestly, at roughly this level of technology, it hitting the floor might be enough.
Everybody cover.
Depends on how sweaty it's been.
So you toss this dynamite down. It explodes, the dynamite, and this creature kind of bubbles and bursts and burns, and then it slowly knits itself back together and puts down its flute.
No.
Nope. No, thank you.
Well, we tried. Run.
Nope.
Close the door away.
Okay, and that's where we will pick up next time.
Yeah, Delilah does that slow vibrate to scream. And scene.
Sorry for the tech difficulties in this episode, but it's because of the true horrors contained within
The Televerse.
Welcome to the Televerse.
Yup.
Outros and plugs, Jay.
Hi, I'm Jay. You can follow me on Twitter if you would like to for some reason. You can also see me again this Wednesday for Task Force Unlikely, where Andy is not going to let us have a nice, relaxing spa day because he is a monster.
I don't know what everyone is talking about. I have fulfilled every promise I've ever kept. And it's probably going to be fine. I wouldn't worry about it. Other things.
It's fine, trademark.
CC.
Hi, I'm CC, aka Soup, aka Soupsica on Twitter and Instagram. You can check me out if you like artwork. I've got 2 projects right now. There's the Eat the Rich anthology, which I did a cover splash page picture, whatever you want to call it, for one of the many adventures in the Eat the Rich anthology. So you should check that out in the DMs Guild. And then coming out on Friday, a local art group that I'm a part of is going to be putting out a zine that is themed in space. It's really cool. 9 of our local artists put a lot of work into it. So if you like comics, if you like poetry, or if you just like cool illustrations, we've got all of that in there. And if you donate more than $3, then you get a cool sticker. And we're going to be like tying all of our zine stickers in together. So it's definitely worth the $3 if you want to do that. And it puts more money into our local art group. So check that out. It's at Artforce 5000 if you look at any social media platform.
Okay, awesome. And Marty.
All right. Aqualung is the easy reference. Bungle in the Jungle, we get it. Thick as a Brick, if you want just an entire, like, A-side that is one song and an actual, like, really decent, just sound landscape in the Televerse. Thick as a Brick. Pretty underappreciated, actually a pretty great, kind of rock and roll fantasy flute piece. Televerse.
Awesome.
Goigar and Zar, the twin obscenities, live in my house. Cthulhu Fatagan.
That's the B side of Enter the
I
Brick.
can't hear you because the number between 4 and 5 that hungers is speaking now. Andrew?
Thank you. I'm Andy Hatton at Andy Hatton on Twitter. This week is Task Force Unlikely Spa Day. It's going to be great. Next week is something on Monday. It might be at the Phantom Horizons faction turn before the final episode of the year for them. This might be the final episode of 2019 for Twilight Trails. I have to see how scheduling works out. But
My track.
if not, if so, we will return in 2020 for the conclusion of this, whatever is happening.
Blowing up a frogman and him putting himself back together.
But yeah.
While playing Thick as a Brick.
Yes. Have a great night, everybody.